What's up, guys? So, I know I said I wasn't probably going to do pickup videos, but I guess I changed my mind. Not that I have decided not to do them, but I think I'm just going to slow down a little bit and take my time with them a little bit more. Um, that being said, I do want to do some different types of videos, so maybe I'll get into that at some point. I do want to do a Q&A video that was suggested to me by MT Shark 7. So I'm probably going to have a video of announcing that already. If it's not up already, then it will be up soon. So be prepared for that. And that being said, I got some games. So let's jump in. I do not have any more games from the garbage, unfortunately. But hopefully I might find some stuff eventually. But in my travels, I did come across some games at like some thrift and some other game stores and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll show you guys what I got. So the first little deal I did here was from a Kijiji deal. A guy posted these, wanted $10 a piece, and rather than just saying I only want one, I decided to jump on all of them. So for $30 I got this bundle. I think it's totally worth it. This first one's a double. It's Resident Evil 4. I'm sure a lot of people have this game already. None of these are complete, but this does have both discs. That's cool. But that's a double, so that will be going into my trade pile, which is getting ever bigger. And the two that I don't have that I will be keeping are Namco Museum 50th Anniversary Collection, or 15th Anniversary. I'm going to say collection. It's a collection of Namco games. I'm sure everyone has a version of this at some point. I had one on the PS2, but now I've got it for GameCube, so I prefer that. And the real reason that I got this bundle was for this Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I already have this complete. This is not complete. It does have a little thing in there. But overall, it's in good shape. This is another game going to my trade pile. So someone will have the honor of owning the Zelda Wind Waker non-complete edition. So for $30, I was happy to grab those. And he posted some games later, and I also said, oh, I'll take those as well. And then he just never got back to me. So I don't know what that's about. We'll figure that out, I guess, at some point. Or maybe not. It'll just remain a mystery. So, that being said, I also went to a bunch of GameStops. So I went to one in Brantford. I think it was Brantford. I picked out these couple of games that I've been looking for a little while. Two of them especially, and one just recently. I picked this up because my friend Crackloaded here on YouTube suggested that this is a game that's hard to find, but it's also a really, really good fighting game, and if you're not into fighting games, it's kind of a good introduction into fighting games. So, I found it cheap here at GameStop, or EB Games. It's Battle Fantasia. It's made by the same people who did Guilty Gear, if that kind of throws you a bone there. Apparently it's really good, so it's cheap, so I picked it up, why not? These two games were the ones I was really looking for. Another collection on the GameCube, or not the GameCube, another collection on the Xbox 360. The PS3 and the Xbox 360 have a lot of like collections, HD collections and stuff like that. Those are what I'm really trying to get, so pick this one up. I've had my eye on it for a while, but I just have never been able to see one in a good condition, and I happen to be in Brantford, so I checked it out. They had like 4 or 5 copies of it, so I grabbed one. It was $10, totally worth it. It's the Serious Sam collection. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. It's a very old school shooter type game. It's got all 4. Yeah, it's got all 3 Serious Sam games plus all the DLC. So, no, 4 games. Yeah, 4 legendary games plus DLC. It says it right there. So, that's pretty sweet. It is really, really funny. It's such an old school shooter. It's such a throwback. So if you like the Doom aspect of shooters, then it's probably one to check out if you can find it. It's not one I see around very often. And this is one I'm always on the lookout for. I already have a copy of this. This is just adding into the trade pile. It was pretty cheap as well at GameStop, so I picked it up. And that is the Konami Classics Volume 2. It's pretty cheap. It's got a cheap way to play Contra and Russian Attack and the throwaway track and field. I think I've shown me picking this up once before, but I found it again, so picked it up. I think Volume 1 is the one to get, because it has Symphony of the Night. on it as well as Super Contra, the arcade version of Super Contra. So that's like the better version of the two, I would say. But this one's still really cool. Also getting harder and harder to find, so every time I see it, I pick it up. From a Goodwill, I picked up Aqua Teen Hunger Force 4. This show is really, really funny. Whatever, it was like $2, so I picked that up. And then DS Games from a GameStop. This just kind of caught my eye. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it did look really interesting, and it was only like $4, I think it was. It's Teenage Zombies on the DS. It's kind of like a puzzle platformer. From the gameplay that I looked up, it kind of reminded me of the Animaniacs, where you have 3 different people with different abilities, and you have to work between the 3 of them to get through the level. Or like Lost Vikings, I guess, is also the same kind of idea. But yeah, whatever, for $4, I figured I'd pick that up. It's not one I've ever seen at GameStop before. And from a game store in town, I picked up 2 more DS games. I'm trying to kind of push my DS collection a little bit further. It's pretty lacking. Prince of Persia: The Fallen King. This was like $1 or $2. It's probably very reflective of how good it is. But it's exclusive to the DS, which is kind of interested in it, and it heralds back to like the side-scrolling Prince of Persia games that I guess started the series. So it looked more interesting to me that way. So that's why I picked that up, and it was $2, so I figured I'd gamble on it. And then this game, I couldn't believe I saw it. It's really funny because after I picked this up, and I've been watching other people's YouTube videos and stuff, a lot of people are picking up this game recently, and I don't know why that is. I mean, apparently it just showed up on a bunch of people's radar, and all of a sudden everyone's picking it up, but whatever. So it's Dementium the Ward. So yes, I got a copy of Dementium the Ward. Everyone knows about it, apparently. It's a thing. It's by the same people who did Moon on the DS, I believe. So Moon is a great game, so this one looks even creepier than Moon, because it's basically inside of an insane asylum, and you kill people, and it's really gory, and yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. So that's why I picked that up. Another compilation on the 360, one I haven't seen. I had to order this on eBay. I made a couple sales, so I had a few dollars laying around, so I picked it up. And it is the Trials, Limbo, and Splosion Man triple pack. This is a great compilation. Trials is one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. Limbo, I've heard, is great, and I've got about halfway through the game, but never finished it on about 4 different platforms. So now that I have a physical copy of it, I'll play that. Splosion Man, I haven't played, but I did watch Ben play it when I was over at his house a while ago. By a while, I mean a few years ago. So it looked a lot of fun, and I would like to play it. So now I have it. So not an easy compilation to find. I'm still looking at a couple other compilations, and hopefully those will come through at some point. Alright, so next, I went to a Value Village, and I haven't been thrifting very much. I'm going to post a picture of what my Value Village thrifting experience has been like. Yeah, it has been pretty, and yes, you are seeing those prices right. So I basically kind of go in and out based on where I am. I happen to be at the right Value Village at the right time, and they happen to put out a bunch of games, and no one had picked them up yet, so happy to pick them up. The first one is Crash Bandicoot Warped on the PS1. This is great. I needed a Black Label upgrade from mine. Mine is Greatest Hits, and they're both in the same shape, so they're really good shape. This was $2 or $3. I don't know. They charge CD price, whatever that is. So, yeah, whatever. I'm going to be keeping this one and then throwing my other one into the trade pile. And then a couple of Game Boy games. If I can straighten them out here. I'll start with this one. First one is Sonic the Hedgehog. I'll see if you can see that. There it is. I've heard this is not a great port of the first Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Boy Advance, and I just picked it up because it's Sonic, really, is the only reason I did that. And then next is a really sweet game. If you haven't played this game on the Game Boy Advance, you are not doing yourself any favors. This game is great. It's one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games, actually, and it is X-Men Reign of Apocalypse. Hopefully there you go. This game is a lot of fun. The animation is great. I think the levels are good. They've got really good backgrounds and stuff. The enemies, yeah, they're kind of generic, whatever. It's just a straight, like, beat 'em up, like Streets of Rage, Turtles in Time, that kind of thing. Except with X-Men. And it's a lot of fun. I really like it. And the soundtrack is really, really good. So this is a double for me. This is also going in my double pile. I'm apparently putting lots of things in my double pile. But when I see stuff that's good, I can't help myself. I gotta do it. Alright, so next I went to a Microplay in town. And I picked up a couple of cheaper games. Figured I'd go for it. So the first game I picked up from there was Shinobi on the PS2. It was $5, so kind of hard to pass that up for $5. I've seen it around for like 10, 15 a couple of times. But for $5, I couldn't leave that one behind. And the next one that I've been looking for is Parappa the Rappa. This game has gotten insanely expensive. Not this version, the PS1 version is more expensive. But as far as I know, this is a remake of the PS1, just on the PSP. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. It looks like some things they've incorporated a few things for the PSP specifically, but as far as I know, this is a remake of the PS1 version on the PSP. That's why I picked that up, and it was only $5, so I picked that one up as well. And the last thing that I picked up is a really weird kind of PS1 game. I've heard really good things, again, from Crack, and so I saw it at the Microplay, so I picked it up. A little more expensive than I'd like to play for a PS1 game in this kind of condition, but like I said, it's one I've never seen, so I figured I'd pick it up, and that is Power Shovel on the PS1. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what the heck is this game? I honestly don't really know too much about this game. Look up some YouTube footage. Apparently it is super fun, so whatever, I bought it and I picked it up. The only problem is that it's not complete. You can see it doesn't have the little spine there, and it's just the disc. It doesn't have the back. It does have the manual though. Manual's all there. And the disc is in pretty good shape, so whatever. As I break it. Anyways, so I figured I'd pick that up. Really excited to try it out. I might do so tonight, and we'll see how it goes. So that's going to do it for this video. Look for my Q&A video and post a question down in the comments at some point. And until then, I will see you all later. Peace.